Good evening, everybody, and welcome to my first video of 3.5. Good to see you all. I just want to bring you all up to speed on what I've been up to in terms of how my League Starter has been going and where I've gotten so far. So, my Cold Snap / Vortex Occultist is level 88 now. I've pushed up through into the higher end of yellow maps. I'm approaching tier 10s at the moment. Got some uniques done on the side and such. And I'm trying to do Atlas completion at every stage, every map tier as I go forward. So I'm a little bit slower getting into red maps. Normally I'd be there, middle of second day, but I think I'll be getting there at the end of today, as I'll be probably playing a little bit more and streaming a little bit more after I'm done recording this video. But the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be able to target master missions and have a completed Atlas, because those have been fairly nice to get. I believe this... God, I'm still learning these symbols. That is Alva. I think this is maybe Zana? Either way, they pop up fairly frequently, and they've been pretty fruitful for me. But that aside, I want to show you guys the build in action. I've got a tier 9 here that I need completion on still. It's an arena map, and we're going to get it going. Now, I've made a few changes from the original path of building. I have a Spine of the First Claimant, because it turned out that was fairly cheap and easy to get, and since post buffs it has up to like 30% cold damage over time multi on it. It's a really powerful tool for our build to scale some extra damage. I got lucky and I got a Carcass Jack to drop fairly early on in the mapping process. I think it was like a T4 or 5 map, so picked up one of those as well. And I've been using the Vortex for clear a lot more than I thought I would. The AoE buffs to Vortex were massive, like absolutely massive. This skill actually has good coverage now, and, well, good coverage is maybe a bit generous, but it has coverage large enough to just nuke a pack by itself. The damage buffs were crazy. It has double the damage over time that it used to at level 20, and add to that, it's instant cast, so I can just drop it while I'm shield charging. Oh, and the cooldown is only like a second without any cooldown recovery gear, which is something I'm actually considering putting into the build. So it's a very powerful skill now, which is great because it's been beaten on for long enough in the meta, I'd say. The single target has been feeling pretty darn good as well. I was on a 4-link up until maybe 20 minutes ago, and it handled all of the progression I'd done up until then without a hitch. Uber Lab was done on a 4-link as well. It was fairly easy. Zara went down without so much as a whimper. And it's just been feeling solid. Obviously not the fastest clearing build, but very, very cheap, very, very easy to play, very, very friendly to a league start. I've put maybe like 20 or 30 chaos into the build. I did, of course, get lucky and get the Carcass Jack and get lucky and 5-link it. So those are considerations, but it was working just fine in a 4-link beforehand, and that 4-link was actually one of the new pieces of gear that I worked into the build that obviously I couldn't have anticipated in my path of building, because it's one of the syndicate crafts. It's +1 to level of socketed AoE gems and 10% increased AoE as a hybrid mod, so that's one mod with 2 lines of text. And right now that's being occupied by my Cold Snap, which is linked with Ele Focus, Hypothermia, and Control Destruction, which maybe this should be Swift Affliction actually, because that chill effect is wasted with Ele Focus. And in the 5-link is the Vortex. But the Vortex used to be in here, basically allowing it to be much more of a single target heavy hitter. But the 5-link is superior to the 4-link +1 gems, so I figured why not swap them around, since I'm using the Vortex more often than not anyway to just handle whatever's on top of me pretty quickly, because it just operates much faster than the Ice, or not the Ice Nova, pardon me, the Cold Snap does. I want to get to the boss though, so what I'm going to do here is cut to the boss fight so you guys can see that and you don't have to hear me ramble on and say the same 3 things 5 more times. And you'll catch up with me then, so I'll see you guys then. Alright, we've reached the boss, cut out all the filler, and we're going to give him a good ass kicking, so let's see how this goes. Just like I said in the path of building, there are a lot of buttons to press, but once you have them all down, damage is fairly respectable. Come back here, you. And because of a supercharged Enfeeble with Curse effect, Dread Banner giving enemies reduced accuracy, Acro on the tree, which is another new addition. I worked that in, dropped some damage notes for it because I didn't really feel like I needed them. And what else? Anything else that I've changed? Nope, that would be about it. I think the rest of the build is basically the same. And we've got Stibnite Flask as well on the bar, creating a blind cloud. So it's very unlikely that we get hit in the first place because there's blind, evasion, dodge, and accuracy devaluation to get through in the first place. So yeah, build works pretty well. I'm happy with it. I'm going to keep improving on it. If you want to be privy to any of those improvements, all you got to do is follow the stream. I'll be there live every day, 8 hours a day for the whole league. You know, barring anything like a funeral or a wedding that I have to attend. Outside of those emergency events, I'll be there every day. And I hope to see you then. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.